Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it rain.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let me know if I'm glitching out or anything because my internet is not doing very well. It looks like we're okay, but I don't know. I'm sure when I go to pull something up, it's going to act crazy. It says I have like no service. What's going on here? But up here it says I do. I'm literally about to use my hotspot. We'll see how it goes because this is weird. Okay. Your YouTube, it'll show you like how many bars I have, like none, but on my computer it says that I have full. So let me know if I'm like if I do glitch out or anything, and we'll figure that out when we get there. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Let me get my desk in order here. I wasn't even ready because that wasn't even the right video that came up. If you guys aren't aware, that's the video for the pre-recordeds. I couldn't get my live video to play. So that's just how we are. It's just going to be one of those nights. But let's see. Okay, good. We're highlighting names. We're working here, so it's working. Hey, Cyber Warrior. Hey, Ladybug. Good to see. Hey, Mary Beth. See, it's slow now. Oh, no, it's not. I think it's just me. Hey, Mystery of Defense. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Machi. How you doing? New info, yes. Hey, Chosen. Welcome in. A little slow. I can see that. Thank you for being a member. Look at that, 13 months. It's a long time. Oh, the only YouTube channel that he watches. I love that. I love that. Hey, Karma. Hey, Boone. Hey, Triple L. If it doesn't highlight your name, it's because it's being very slow. I can see it. And thank you, whoever said that they liked my hair. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, Willows. There are like 4 or 5 new documents, and they're pretty long, but they have a lot of information in them. So I thought we'd go through them tonight, and then we'll go through our coverage of with Ethan Chapin and the interviews. We'll go back to that tomorrow because there are some more interviews that I wanted to look at. They're like not brand new, but they're a lot newer than the ones that we saw last night. So the video that we did last night, it did so well. We'll do a part 2 because we weren't finished with it anyway. So I don't want to keep things I don't like keeping things unfinished. Hey, Trips. Hey, Petunia. Hey, Shells. Look at all you guys. Oh, Boone said that. Thank you, Boone. Yeah, if anybody wants to come up with a panel, that you guys are more than welcome. You guys don't even have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. I usually turn my camera off when people come on panel. I don't know why. I think it's because most people have their camera off, and so I just turn mine off too. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Kathy. There's DM. I'm a little glitchy and fuzzy. Oh gosh. Oh, I am. Okay, I'm really bad. Okay. We're going to fix this. Let's see. I can see it on here. Oh. I was like, I went away. Okay. Let's see if this is better. Okay. My okay, that's weird. Am I still glitchy? Are we doing okay? No, we're still glitchy, kind of. Okay, it looks like we're I'm about to say it looks like we're good. Okay. Let me text Vincent and tell him internet isn't working. I'm using my hotspot. Let me plug in my phone. I think I'm using my hotspot. Yeah, I am. Okay. Well, we're going to use it. We're going to use it. Hey, SSD. Hey, Wizard Walt. Welcome in, everybody. Don't know what, yeah, I don't know why I don't know what the internet's going on, but that's okay. Vincent using, I'm like, Vincent using hotspot. Just so like, I mean, maybe he can mess around with the internet. We before we get started, I'll just tell you about our internet real quick. We had to switch to the internet that comes with our apartment. They ran fiber through here and it's supposed to be like so much better. And I was hardwired before. And we're just gonna have to go back to that because that's when you're hardwired, you don't have any problems. So sorry about that. But welcome in everybody. It's good to see you guys. I do have the nicest chat, don't I, DM? You guys are special. You stayed with me. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rhonda. Hey, Vicky. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. I'm gonna pull up the documents. Oh yeah, we're rolling now. We're like, oh, and Mary Beth gifted out memberships. I saw that. Let me see if it'll let me share it. Okay, we're cool. We're not on the right one, but we are now. I'm like, we are now. Thank you for gifting out memberships, Ladybug, Mary Beth. Thank you. I almost said Ladybug because I saw her say thanks for the membership. Mhm. You did it at the perfect time, Mary Beth, too, because I needed someone to keep everyone occupied. So it was like, oh, who got a membership? So thank you so much for gifting out some memberships. I appreciate that. So the first document we're going to read today, it's a long one. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to put my glasses on and all the fun stuff. So that way we can speed read. Not really. I don't know if I can speed read, but let me see. Get this off my glasses. I should have been ready with these, but I wasn't. But while we're here, if you guys don't mind taking a second, hitting the like button, I promise you'll love the rest of the live. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so. We do go live every night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live and we talk about true crime cases. I couldn't get that out, so we'll go ahead and get right into um, the documents. I'm going to put you guys right here so I can just raising you up a little bit. And then right here as well, because I want to be able to see you guys in the chat while I'm reading the documents. Might have to let the dogs in a minute, or I can hear them already. Okay. So so the judge did make some rulings. In here he says that he made I forget the word he used, but it was like a lot of rulings during the court proceedings on 4/9, and I'm like, no, you didn't. You made one decision that day. But that's neither here or there. I guess it'd be two decisions because it was two words that he excluded, but nonetheless, he didn't make that many decisions. But it's the state of Idaho versus Brian Kohberger. And I put this in yellow, this part in yellow because it's from the courts. But as we go through, it's going to like be blue for the defense and it's going to be pink for the prosecution. So introduction. Before the court are several motions in limine filed by both the defendant and the state. Oral argument on motions was held on April 9th, 2025. On several motions, the court rendered oral rulings from the bench. several. No, it wasn't several. This order serves to memorialize those oral rulings together with the findings the court made during the hearing. Let me grab a drink. I didn't have like my time to get. I feel like my time, like there's 3 minutes before I get on this live, or like everything. I usually put my chapstick and stuff on then. So it says standards. Evidence is relevant if it has any tendency to make the existence of any fact that is of consequence to the determination of the action more probable or less probable than it would be without the evidence. All relevant evidence is admissible except as otherwise provided by these rules or by other rules applicable in the court of the state. Although relevant evidence may be excluded if its probative value is substantially outweighed by the danger of unfair prejudice, confusion of the issues, or misleading the jury, or by considerations of undue delay, waste of time, or needless presentation of cumulative evidence. Don't waste his time. The question of whether evidence is relevant is reviewed de novo. What's de novo mean? I'm gonna look it up, sorry. Anew from the beginning. Okay. Now where were we at? Okay. While the decision to admit relevant evidence is reviewed for an abuse of discretion, on discretionary matters, the trial court must 1, correctly perceive the issue as one of discretion, 2, act within the outer boundaries of its discretion, 3, act consistently with the legal standards applicable to the specific choices available to it. Man, I feel like I'm losing my voice already. And 4, reached its decision by the exercise of reason. And if you see like the slash throughs, those are just prior, they'll cite like the other cases and it just gets jumbled, I feel like. So that's why I do that. Oh, did you? I hope you didn't. Let me go find it really quick because that's important. Not chosen. Like, did you block them? Let me go check. I was going to go through these the other day and I didn't. Sorry about that, guys. Give me just a second. We might have blocked somebody. I wish we could just like type their name in and look. I don't see him in the chat, so let me look. Shoot, sorry guys. I don't see him. I'm gonna go back through real quick and just like look, but let me know if you guys see him come back in the chat. Maybe you just timed him out for a minute. Oh wait, right here. Okay, yeah, you did. Okay, I got him. Hopefully he comes back in. Come back to us, Chosen. Okay, I fixed it. Oh wait, Chosen's right here. Okay. Do you want to leave your camera on? Do you want to leave it on? Okay, I can't hear you. I guess if I add him maybe to the stage. Okay, I'm gonna add you. Okay. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, I can hear you now. We didn't mean to
You guys see him come back in the chat.
Ladybug just blocked you on accident. It was perfect timing. I just was in there like unblocking you. I was like, oh no, not Chosen.
No, it's all good. How's everyone today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing all right.
Doing good. Good. It's been a while.
It has.
It's been a while. This is Chosen. If everyone, and if you guys don't know, he knows the Idaho case back and forth. frontwards and backwards. Probably, anyway, still.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we're learning some new stuff, which is good. They're like actually putting stuff out and letting us, have some more information. Unlike, last year or 2 years ago when we weren't getting any information.
So what do you have up right now? What are you reading?
So right now, so basically the judge, so on the 9th of April, they went through and they did a bunch of like motions in limine. So they just like filed a bunch of different things that they didn't want like either like put into trial. Mostly it was just stuff they didn't want like entered into trial, like certain words, psychopath, sociopath. One of them is goes over the use of the word like bushy eyebrows by the witness, if like she's going to be allowed to use those words and those terminologies. But so like the first one is the defendants, and it's inflammatory evidence. And then I basically just it denied the motion. I like highlighted everything that, if it denied it or if it approved it. But like I'm trying to think of the other ones. So some of them on here, like the use of the term murder. Like, I mean, we have 4 murdered college students, they're going to have to use that. They're going to have to use that word, but it was denied. Like the defense wanted to prohibit that word and the judge is denying that. Like, he's like, he says, as it's unnecessary. Like, I mean, it is, they're going to be talking about murder. The word is going to come up,
Sure.
Yeah, what happened to free speech, Wizard Walt? That's true. Like, I mean, I guess the word sociopath, psychopath, I can understand those words. And the prosecution they weren't going to use those words anyway. So I don't know why it was a big deal to even bring it up. I think she's just covering all of her bases or something. But yeah, you can see right here the term sociopath, psychopath. He ruled on that one, and it was granted. They're not allowed to use those words, which they said they weren't going to use them anyway. Improper death penalty comments. That motion was denied, and it was like the state using, or like not the state, but the defense using, that the state is attempting to kill the defendant.
Right.
Like, can't be doing that. Like, which that's what Ann Taylor's kind of been saying. Not, the state hasn't really said that. I was like, was that you? Or I thought someone else came up. And then there was an order for the make and model of the suspect vehicle. I can read through some of these too. I read through this whole thing earlier. I shouldn't remember it, but I read through like 5 documents. They were all pretty long. This one is just like, making improper comments about the death penalty, specifically that the state is attempting to kill the defendant, which defendant counsel has stated in past hearings. Defendant stipulates to using phrases that comport with existing language and statute and jury instruction. There's one in here that I was like, what? It was like, it might be. No, it's not this one. It's like, it was like acting on a tip. I think it might have been this one right here. Okay, so let me read this part to you and tell me what you think, because this was really weird. It says, the state has indicated it will present evidence through Detective Brett Payne that defendant's name was revealed to law enforcement through a tip. To avoid issues at trial, the court advises the parties to arrive at a mutually agreeable narrative about how the tip came about. Like, what? We're making up stories?
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Doesn't that sound like that to you? It says the parties are also directed to jointly craft a jury instruction advising the jurors to not concern themselves with the source or nature of the tip. Like, don't ask about it. Like, this is how we got it, but don't ask about it. I saw that and I was like, what?
This is insane.
Like, yeah. Like, you better have a mutually agreed upon like narrative. I'm like, I I don't think that's how we do the things in the justice system.
Wow.
I want to know about the tip too. Yeah, I want to know everything about everything. Damn, somebody I want to know about the tip. Right? Get to the talking point in WTF. I know. I'm like, I read that earlier and I was like, what am I reading here? So I guess in Idaho they can just do that. I don't I don't know. That's just a little weird. But the court grants those motions. They have a lot on here. I mean, conditions as an aggravator. Let me see. Oh, so the defendant moves to prevent the state from using defendant's diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder and the characteristics of his ASD as an aggravating factor at the penalty phase of trial. They're not going to use that. They're not going to use any autism, you know. I don't think the state would use that. You know, they don't think that he really has it. I don't think, you know, when he's just been diagnosed all of a sudden since he's been in jail.
Has Ann Taylor ever had a response for his DNA being on there?
No. No, I think they said they're going to say that's planted. That knife sheath was planted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're going to go that route. They're still driving around at night. That's their alibi. So the state even said like they want him to come forward and say like go on the stand and be like, because he's like, you're the only person that can corroborate that you were out driving around. So
he was just driving around, you know.
Just driving around, just cruising.
Yeah.
Like 28 degrees that night, overcast. You weren't looking at no stars.
He's in
trouble. Know, like, oh my good God. I was looking at the stars. No, sir, you were not. There were no stars that night, which I mean, I would have probably said, I don't know what I was doing before I would have said, I'm just driving around. Cause that puts you out. Like, I mean, I guess he had to say something because he's caught on camera, you know, I mean, I guess that's why he said he was out driving around, but still it says that, the defendant's ASD, the motion is therefore granted, but it says in part only. Oh, it says the court will preclude the state from arguing or presenting evidence of the defendant's ASD diagnosis as an aggravator, but is not in a position to rule on whether any particular evidence must be excluded on grounds that it evidences a symptom of defendant's ASD. Okay. I mean, these two ladies were, I guess, supposedly they, you know, they're doctors and they went and they said that he has this, you know, ASD, and that they said, I looked it up because it was actually, they diagnosed him with autism spectrum disorder level 1 without accompanying intellectual or language impairment. And I was like, oh, and it does sound like him. I mean, it does. It's like where, you know, they have not very good understanding, like with social cues. Maybe they like be in your personal space a little bit too much, you know, talk a little bit too much, or, you know, maybe over talked, like, you know, the guy at the DJ at the pool party said he was in his space a little bit and he kind of had to tell him to leave.
Sure.
And then the girls at the pool party, he just straight up walked up to him and was like, hey, can I get your number? Like that could sound like that could be, you know, I guess a sign of that. Because some people, they don't talk, you know, and when they have autism, and then some people overshare. You know, it's kind of like one or the other, I feel like. Hey, Aries, how you doing, Aries? He's probably living life good, he thinks. I'm going to think he is anyway. There was a big hearing on like the YouTube platform yesterday. It was a pretty good hearing. So hopefully there'll be some laws that are changed. But it says, according to defendant, this case is full of alternate perpetrators, and he intends to produce offers of proof as to alternate perpetrators. So we'll see. We'll see if he will. It says, while defendant is correct that such offers of proof can be made at trial, this case is not well suited to be waiting until the time of trial to do so, particularly if defendant intends to submit multiple offers of proof. Laying foundation for the admission of the evidence will likely take a significant amount of time. After all, defendant cannot merely show another person could have committed the crime. Rather, there must be evidence, direct or circumstantial, linking the third person to the actual perpetration of the crime.
How
So
could that even exist, though, if no other DNA has been found, right?
there has. That's why it's tricky. So there is DNA on the hand railing that goes from the second floor to the first floor. They never tested that, I guess, which I would think it was probably one of the victims when they went in and they were like Xana, they went in and they were checking her. They probably leaned down maybe to check her pulse and got it on their hand. And then Hunter said, run, like just get out of the house. And they all just ran down and maybe he grabbed the banister. And then there was a glove they found outside that had like DNA. I don't know if it was blood or what. I think it was. And it
But
was
also,
outside, but I don't know
also
exactly where.
1,000 people have been in that house.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, it
That's
comes
why
down to,
the prosecution didn't like put too much weight on it. They
right,
put it on that knife sheath
of course.
because, it's a knife. I mean, they were killed with a knife and it's a knife sheath, So I think
Mhm.
that's why they didn't end up testing the other stuff. But the defense, they had that home for longer than the prosecution actually had it. They had it longer, like a couple weeks longer before the cleaning crew came in. Because I remember doing the math. One of them had it for like 6 weeks. One of them had it for like 7 weeks or something. But they could have done their own testing on that. Just like, the state did. The defense could have. That would have been a good idea, especially if they were going to go with an alternate suspect. Because they could say, okay, this is so-and-so's DNA. Why is this person's DNA there if it wasn't a victim, and it wasn't Brian Kohberger?
But then you also have to piece together all the totality of the information, the vehicle description, photos of that vehicle being spotted on the camera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
It just points to one person.
And then the more and more information we get, it's like, man, it'll say it on here too. They wanted his Amazon. Let me find it. They wanted his right here, Amazon click history. So I read this and I was like, wow, Kohberger, he is
Looking for a K-bar.
sneaky snake. He tried to delete his history after the murders.
Of course.
And I'm like, yeah, that's just as good as a Google search or a Walmart camera, And so it says the evidence is highly relevant. A K-bar knife sheath was found lying next to the body of one of the deceased victims, all of whom were stabbed to death. Defendant's DNA was found on the knife sheath. Records from an Amazon account registered a defendant's name and email show that a purchase of a K-bar knife and sheath was made from that account approximately 8 months prior to the homicides. Click activity on the same account shows the customer also viewed pages associated with K-bar style knives at the time and in the week following the purchase, viewed pages associated with the shipping progress of the knife and sheath. The product was shipped to Brian Kohberger at his family's address in Pennsylvania. After the homicides, activity from the same account showed the user navigate pages related to the deletion of account activity, and a week later viewed pages associated with the K-bar knife and sheath.
Right.
He went back. He tried to delete it, and then he went back and looked again.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm ever hearing this, and this is it's just
so this is all new.
Yeah, this is just another thing.
Yeah, when I read that earlier, and I was like, oh dang, Kohberger. I was like, that's not good.
No.
But how do you think people will like twist it and switch it? Well, that's not his. That wasn't his. That's not his K-bar knife sheath. He bought it, and
they're gonna say someone hacked his Google account or whatever the case is, and pretended like it was him and purchased it or whatever.
Yeah. Well, if it was his dad or his sisters or his mom, they should be able to produce it.
Right.
You would think if they tried to just say like, oh, it was someone in his family, they were getting camping supplies or something, because there was an order that they made, like they had an order for like a car repair kit, a tire repair kit,
the same
and
family
something else.
The same family that watched him clean his car with bleach.
Yeah. Same family that thinks that he might have something to do with it. Well, sister said I think he might have something to do with it. He lives at, like, over there, and he drives a white Elantra. He's been wearing gloves around the house. I mean,
Yeah.
if I was one of his parents and he's wearing gloves everywhere all of a sudden, like, when did you all of a sudden become that? That's not OCD. When you throw your trash away, if you're OCD, it's gone. It's dead to you. That trash is dead to you. You're not going back for it. Like, you're not going to be digging in the trash for something. Like, if you accidentally drop your wedding ring in the trash, someone else is going to be digging through that for you. Like, if you're that OCD, you're not going to just put on gloves and be like, it's okay. Like, I don't know. I don't see that. I'm pretty OCD myself.
Mhm.
And I would be like, okay, you need to go through this.
I mean, just the fact that he took his like shower curtain liner off too, like
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to me. It just
Yeah.
really doesn't.
And then, well, he has like a Marshall's receipt, and there's a picture of him like the day of the murders. Did you see this selfie that he
No,
took?
no,
Oh, let me pull it. Oh yeah, he put up. Oh man, look at this
oh my God.
selfie. And look at these eyebrows. Like, I mean, there's a big difference. There's a huge difference in this guy. Let me see. Let's open. Okay. This was right after the homicides, pretty much. This was like 10 o'clock, 10:30 the next morning. So he had traveled back over there around like 9:12. He stayed there till like 9:32. Drives back home. You can tell he just got out of the shower because his little head's wet. And on some of the pictures, you can see like this little white like part, and it looks like a shower curtain. And I'm thinking that he went to Marshall's and he bought two. He bought one for the car, one for the shower, or he used his old one, and then bought a new one and put it up before his dad came to pick him up. Because I think that little things like that, his dad would have been like, where's your shower curtain? Like,
Yeah.
because in his bathroom, the way it's set up, like you can't take like you could take baths, but he's a pretty like tall guy. I don't think he would probably like be able to really fit in
No,
that bathtub very well. It's one of those old schools, like it's like the littler ones.
sure.
I would think he would be like a shower person myself, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's not.
Wow.
So in the other pictures, it shows like a little bit of a shower curtain. Let me see. There's this one. Let's open this. Oh, that's way too small. Okay, so this one, you can see it. Like this little white thing. I mean, that's what it looks like anyway, because it almost looks like you can even see the top of it, like where there's a little ringlet or whatever.
Right.
So I think he just probably bought two. That's where I get my shower curtains. Well, Home Goods, and they're by the same company, I think. I think Marshalls and Home Goods are the same company.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can get two shower curtains. I mean, $14, $15. But I mean, that's probably what he did. And then some of them shower curtains there are like thick. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, if you want to cover your car in something, they're pretty thick.
Yeah.
And pasty. Villanova Lawson. Yeah, he was, but those eyebrows say a lot. Like, they just really do, because his pictures now, his eyebrows don't look as prominent. I don't know what it is, but something. And he was listening to music. I wonder if he's listening to his own rap.
Oh.
I need to learn the words to that. It's only like 15 seconds long. It wouldn't take me probably a couple minutes to learn it. But yeah, so that's Brian. That's him saying like, I did it. I mean, I got away with it. I think I got away with it.
I mean, if you just look at that photo, it looks like he's definitely sleep deprived. Like
yeah.
he's been up all night.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my point of view. Just
yeah. His eyes are very dark and has bags under them. Yeah, he looks.
But why would
he
the
does look
police?
tired.
Why would the police seize the two receipts? Like, showing whatever he purchased, like the Dickies overalls or shoes or something.
Yeah, they got the receipt for that, and then they got the tag for that, because I think that's what he was wearing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's what he had on for sure. It makes sense. It would help keep stuff off of you. If it got on you, it wouldn't I feel like splash as much and stuff. It's just like that with that material.
Do you also remember that they seized a note from Brian Kohberger that he wrote to his father, like a personal note?
Yeah.
What that said?
I wonder too. I wonder if we'll ever know. I hope we do. I think we will. Maybe during trial.
Maybe.
Because they said that they are going to call up, they might call up a couple of Brian Kohberger's family members. So we were thinking like maybe the dad and one of his sisters, maybe the sister that thought, hey, Brian, I think Brian did this. And then the dad, because he drove cross country with them.
Right.
I mean, he rode cross country. They're going to want to know what they talked about, what they didn't talk about. You know, did he tell you anything?
Yeah.
Did he even tell you about Idaho? You know, like, because his dad was talking like more like the Brett Kopaka stuff when they got pulled over. I'm pretty sure he said something like there was a shooting or something. He said,
right. He was talking about that incident, right? I remember.
Yeah, instead of the incident that just happened. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I guess they both happened like right around the same time, but I don't know. I just would think that
it felt like
college kids.
It felt like I was watching like a genuine video of his father not knowing what was going on.
Oh, I don't think his dad did either. Yeah, I think that, and I don't think that he would tell his dad that much.
Right. Probably not.
He might tell his dad, "I'm flunking out of school," or not flunking out of school, but I'm doing bad in school, and you know I need to come home.
Yeah.
Or something. I'm gonna come back and go to school here and be with you guys, but I just don't see him like telling his dad that. I think he doesn't want to disappoint his dad. Although he's disappointed him a lot, I feel like through the years with
Also, like
drugs and stuff.
Who would be in their shorts at 3:00 in the morning just bagging stuff in their parents' kitchen?
And he was like fully clothed. He had on like a t-shirt, sweatshirt, his socks, his shoes, his shorts. It was like 1:30 in the morning, and he's just bagging stuff into the baggies. Like,
it just makes no sense.
Could you imagine? I mean, you're just sitting there taking out your trash, putting it in baggies, thinking nothing's going on, and then all of a sudden your house is the glass is coming at you.
Didn't the police say that they caught him putting trash into his neighbor's trash can?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's where he was hiding it.
Who would do that? What?
Somebody that's definitely not guilty. I mean, and his neighbor's trash. Like I looked, like if you look at the property, he just has to kind of cross through this wood line. Like their driveways are really long, but if the trash is up by their garages, he could just go through like the wood line right there and just, you know, put it right in there. And then I think they said that he was bleaching his car.
Right.
They saw him doing that. So I mean, and I don't think they wanted to stop him. Like, because, you know, like I don't think they knew it wasn't go time yet. Like they didn't have the warrants and stuff to where they could, you know, do anything. I think they had to sit on that.
On his way home, he was stopped twice, I think, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That can't be out of coincidence.
I don't know. Like with Indiana, Indiana, they'll pull you over for anything, I feel like. But he got pulled over for due to two different things, I guess. One was speeding and one was like tailgating. Who gets pulled over for tailgating?
Right.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like that's the one that's the one I'm kind of like, did they stop them on purpose for that one? Because that's a little weird.
I would think,
you know,
at that point that they would have a description of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So maybe
I think they had that in like November. In November, they were looking at like cars in the area. And so, and they would have known back then. But yeah, the bear spray, she said. So yeah, they had bought like bear spray, I guess, on that, like on Amazon, on one of that was like on one of the tickets. And I'm like, what if he used bear spray? Like, what if it is Kohberger's? Like, what if he used that to take Ethan down? Like, I am still.
I never heard of this.
Yeah, he got like a tire inflator or something like that, like for tires. Like if something happens to your tires, something happens to your car in general, he got like a little kit for that. So I don't know if that is for his trip home, because I mean that would be a good idea to have that if you're taking a road trip all the way across the country, or if he bought that specifically for the night of the crime because he didn't want to, get pulled over, or if something happened to his car, he could fix it really quick and then be right back on the road.
Right.
I mean, it could go either way with that, but.
And I'm sorry if this sounds insensitive, but to the people who think that one person cannot do this crime,
No.
I believe that's totally crazy, because once you actually see a K-bar knife and the capability of it,
Mm-hmm.
we
went to a shop in a mall, and they sold them, like in California. It was like this huge emporium of knives, and like I've never seen so many in my life. And I was like, Vincent, let's go in here. I was like, they have to have a K-bar, surely.
You're
And
talking
they had a
about,
whole like setup of K-bars.
you're talking about like a 10-inch blade itself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. We like looked at the exact one, like the USMC logo on it. And the
I have
sheath
one.
is huge.
Yeah,
The
it's
sheath
great.
is huge. I'm like,
Yeah.
how would you forget that?
Mhm.
That thing's huge. Because I mean, the knife has to go into it, so it's even bigger than the knife. And like when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's big, But I think that I think just in the moment, he sat it down and he didn't think about it until probably he was leaving
Right.
and had the knife in his hand and was like, oh, where'd the sheath go? I think that's maybe when he passed Dylan. I think he might have been going maybe back up to the 3rd floor to retrieve it, and maybe saw her and was like, okay, no, I'm out of here. Like someone else, I'm too tired. I can't do this anymore.
Exactly.
Like, I'm out of here. But I don't know. And GGF10 says, I have bear spray, but I also live real royal. Do you have to keep it like, hey, Gigi, do you have to keep like your trash like in bins too? Like some people have to do that, like where they have to keep them in like containers, like not like trash containers, but they're like graded containers so that the bears can't get to them. Yeah, it could go through bone and not break. Yeah. Yeah, they're using like military. They're like a military grade knife. Yeah. Yeah, Frenchie, you're right. I think that maybe Ethan was sleeping or half asleep. He would have had to have been, because he's a big guy.
I mean, like Frenchie says, like once you have one drink, I mean, you're
Mhm.
talking about college girls that are, just
Yeah.
wasted and tired, and
Yeah. They all probably had some to
Right.
drink that night. They had a game. They started drinking, I think, earlier that day.
Mhm.
So they were probably even more like intoxicated. I know
Right.
when I used to drink during the day, it was always bad news.
Yeah.
It was always a bad idea.
Realistically, how much energy are you really going to have at 3 o'clock,
Exactly.
4 o'clock in the morning?
Not enough. Not enough.
So, yeah.
That's what's sad about it,
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what else. I'll check to see what other things let's see what other things this document said. I think that was really the big thing in this one. Oh, they wanted the timing advanced records. I think they said that if Cy Ray, it says Cy Ray is adamant that the state did not receive the documents, which he argues are exculpatory, and is hiding them. Defendant points out he has a constitutional right to challenge evidence against him, and therefore must be allowed to explore the state's misrepresentation as to the availability of the records. The 6th and 14th Amendments guarantee a criminal defendant a meaningful opportunity to present a complete defense. This includes the right to confront and effectively cross-examine witnesses. However, these rights are not absolute. And I think they granted that. They did. Thus, the state motion is granted. It says defendant may not explore the matter further, either in voir dire or before the jury, given the absolute lack of any factual basis supporting his position that the state is hiding them.
Is the state ever going to provide his Instagram accounts, his Facebook accounts, who he followed, who he didn't follow, showing that type of pattern?
I bet you we'll either get it before trial like in one of these, like, like a document form, or we'll find out during trial, because he'll connect them somehow. I feel like,
Absolutely no reason for a man his age to be talking to a young girl like that.
No.
My opinion.
No. When I was 21, 28 to me seemed like older, more mature. You know what I mean? Like I was, like, I mean, I always dated younger guys though too.
But they could also look at the messages too. Maybe he was,
messaging
or whatever the case was.
Well, and I mean, he was known to visit like different bars, and they were like, they put his name up at one of the bars, like, he's a creepy guy. So he could have went into, the Mad Greek and ate there because they had vegan food. He could have gotten a drink or, gotten food there. And then met, Maddie, or he saw her through social media because she did all the social media through them. That could be it too. I mean, those girls looked like, and anything, all of them looked so happy in their social medias. Like anybody that looked at them like as an outsider would be like envious almost of their life, because they all looked very happy, and they were happy, and they were healthy looking. They, none of them were on rugs or, were alcoholics or anything, like, you know what I mean? There was nothing like,
so how coincidental do you think it is that he does a thesis report of how to get away with the perfect crime?
I think he might have did that on his own. I would be like, I wonder, did his sales ever come out and say that? I think they did. They said it was their, because I mean, some of them questions is I don't know. Some of those questions are like, why would a college let you put that on a report, like on a, paper?
Like, what emotions did you feel when you were committing it?
Like, how did it feel? What did you do?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, I think the whole thesis, or the whole survey was kind of out there. Most of the questions were, anyway, that he put out. We went over that not too long ago, actually. But when he went to DeSales, that was like more online too. And I didn't know that until like recently, because that's where Kathleen Ramsland taught, but I don't know how close they really were.
So that was online and not in person?
Yeah, because he was online there, I guess.
Oh. Right.
So I went online for criminal justice too. And I'm like, you don't really know your professors that well. Like, you do, but you don't. You know what I mean? Like, if you ask them questions or whatever, yeah. But me, I never asked a question my whole 4 years. Maybe 1 or 2, but like, I really never asked questions. I just did my work and turned it in and just kept on and going. It kept it moving.
Right.
But maybe he talked a little more than me. I'm gonna let my cat out really quick. He's just rubbed against my leg. It scared me. All right, hold on, Rob.
Hope everyone is having a great night. Hit that like button. Thumbs up.
Okay, now I have the dogs. One's scratching herself too, so she's making a lot of noise. Okay. Yeah, I got a dog back here now. They were waiting to come in. They were just like, they were at the door as soon as I opened the door. Oh. The cat had to wait for them to come in so he could go out. But man, that cat's funny. The dogs will bark at him, like the gray one. I don't know what her problem is, but every once in a while, it's just her like reaction, her instinct is to bark at the cat. But she barks so mean, and she like will jump off the bed and she like at the cat. And I'm like, it scares me, right? It like lights a fire in me. And the cat will not even move. Like he will just stand there like, you don't scare me. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, it scares me when she does it. Man. But now they're happy. So the next motion was reserved. What else did they have? Admissibility of demonstrative evidence. Oh yeah, this the 3D scale.
So what is this?
Taylor was calling it a dollhouse. So they have a 3D model that they're going to bring into the court And it's not to scale. And Anne kept telling like people that, like saying that, like, well, it's not to scale. It's not to scale. And I'm like, well, what is to scale? Like, are we have to build a whole new house? Is that
Right.
what the scale means? Because you guys both said you wanted it demolished, so they don't have the, house to scale. They have a 3D model, which I can't wait to see. I think it's going to be very informative. I think it'll help the state and the defense, I think, equally. Maybe not the defense as much as the state, but be able to place people where they were at in that house, because if you start talking about that house, you are not going to know you're gonna get confused. If people were to just start talking about that house and not if like you didn't have an image of it, it's very confusing. Like I remember when the case first started, we were trying to figure out
Is it
like
three
what the house looked like.
3 floors? I think.
It'll be 3 floors and you could take them apart. So the house house itself is 3 floors. It has 2 bedrooms and a bathroom on the first floor, 2 bedrooms and a bathroom on the second, 2 bedrooms and a bathroom on the third. And then on the second floor is their living room and their kitchen. So it has like 2 sets of stairs too, from the first to the second to the second to the third.
Right.
Actually I have a thing of it, like a little. They need to fix their little website though. I can't navigate it as good.
So the question is, why would he go all the way up to the 3rd floor immediately?
That's what Steve Gonzalez said. That's where we think the intended target was, like intended victim, and we
Right.
think the intended victim was probably Maddie. I think a lot of us are in agreement. A lot of people thought Kaylee, I think at first when the case first started, and I think a lot of it was because her parents were and her family was so vocal. So I think that's where people kind of thought that, because I kind of thought that at first, and then I was like, I don't know. And then I really thought about it, and I thought Maddie seems like it would be her. I don't know why, but I just feel that way. Thanks, Jenna, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. So nice. But what do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys think it has to be to scale as it includes distance and people were running around, so it does matter? Yeah, I guess that would matter.
Well, I mean,
But they're not going to show people running around, I think.
So
And they're
do
not
you-
going to be able to do the sounds anyway. They would have to go back there at 4 in the morning. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like it would have to be like the furniture would have to be in the house. There would have to be no blood, the walls would have to be put back up.
So
Like it would have to be the exact.
Michael Edge says, how would you know if that that they're on the 3rd floor? Well, I'd say the 12 times that he's been caught in the area
Mhm.
is pretty, pointing to the to the fact that he's been stalking this place.
Yeah. Well, we know that Maddie's bedroom was on the 3rd floor, and we know that Kaylee's bedroom was on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
And we know they were both up there texting Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. Hey, PJ Second Chance. Welcome in, everybody. We know that they were texting Maddie's, or not Maddie, but Kaylee's boyfriend. And I personally think that Kaylee got out of the bed and went into her own bed and went to sleep. There's a picture, and I could pull it up. There's a picture where it looks like the blankets are just kind of like tossed over on one side, as if like you were to get out of your bed. And I think maybe she heard a noise and her door was open maybe a little bit, or maybe she had her door closed because she had Murphy. And I think that's when she turned around and kind of put Murphy in the room and was like, there's someone here, and I think she was kind of like talking in general, and that's what Dylan heard. And then she went into Maddie's room. I think she saw, somebody in there that wasn't Maddie's boyfriend and was like, something's wrong. Yes, DM, they did. Yep, that's what we're on right now. Yep. Today's ruling from Hippler is that the house doesn't have to be to scale. It requires that the state isn't being deceptive. Yep. Yep, that's what this is going to say on this right here. And then I think that it's granted. I didn't highlight it, but and then the alibi. I don't know if they. The motion's denied, subject to being re-raised if defendant does not disclose alibi evidence, because they are wanting some alibi evidence. And then the prior traffic stop from August 21st, which I want to see that one. I want to see that because it says that he was stopped for speeding and issued a citation for when failing to wear a seatbelt. So this isn't the one that we all saw.
Right.
This is a different one because that other one, I don't know what he was, remember he pulled out into the lane and he went left at the light.
Yes.
So he ran a light. Yeah. So that's a different citation. And so I'm wanting to know, I think that the reason why the state wants to show this one is because he's by the King Road house when he got pulled over. And that's what they want to show. And I think it was granted. Yeah. Thus the motion granted with the noted redactions. They're redacting something for his sake, actually. Let me see. It was like something like he says something and they're like, well, that could make him look kind of like bad to the jury. So they're going to like take that part out. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, right here. It just says the footage the court finds troubling is when defendant inquires why the officer needs his phone number. This inquiry could be perceived by jurors to be insolent. Given its lack of relevance and potential for prejudice, the inquiry shall be redacted. So, I mean, judge didn't have to do that, but he did, which I think, give it to him, redact it. Jenna said, I figured I'm here enough, might as well be a member. Well, I appreciate it. He was argumentative. And the other one, Kathy, you think? I don't know. I don't know if he wanted to learn because he's a criminal justice, he had his criminal justice degree and he was like, well, what is this considered?
He's a smart ass.
Or if he was just being a smart ass. Cause I would have just taken the ticket and left.
Yeah.
I'm one of them people, I don't want to talk to you any more than I have to.
He's like, what should I have done, since I'm in the middle of the road?
Yeah.
And don't be in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So, how could you fight that? Why would
And then he lies about crosswalks in Pennselsylvania.
Yeah.
He's like, we don't really have these in Pennsylvania. And I'm like, you live in the Poconos. They have them everywhere. What are you talking about? Yes, they do.
Oh my God.
You think he has problems with women? I think he does too, a little bit.
Yeah. That's probably why he was talking back to her, the police officer.
Yeah. The judge is very on it with stuff, Brian is always right according to everyone. Oh my gosh, somebody went off on me in my comment section the other day and they were talking about Brian Kohberger being innocent or whatever. And they spelled his name like Brian or whatever. And I was just laughing at that. But they spelled his last name Cow, COW, Burger, BURGER.
Wow, they're very knowledgeable.
I said, oh, you're telling me to go read some documents? I said, I've read every single one of them. I said, I told Vincent earlier, I said, 1,500 or whatever it's been, Let me see what this one is about. I don't know if I have this one highlighted or not. Defendant's motion in limine to make the model a suspect vehicle is denied. Oh, that's they wanted to throw out some of the years of the car. Like the defense did. I'll have to read through it again.
In the police's defense, it's very difficult to ID a specific vehicle in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
In the pitch dark.
Especially when they don't change them up that much. These cars don't get switched. You know what I mean? They don't get big overhauls. But every few, probably 4 or 5 years.
Exactly. So God forbid they're off by 2 years. It's not that much of a difference.
He said Kohberger. I say it with an L instead of Kohberger. I call it. I don't know why I do it, but I call him Kohberger, and I've done it ever since the case started. And someone corrected me in my comment section. That person's been living rent free in my brain ever since. And so now people in the chat are they kid about it because I'm like Kohberger. I say his name wrong, but I do it on purpose now. Now we're just going to say I do it on purpose. That's funny. And the other document that came out, let's see, what was the other one? Oh, this one didn't come up.
So that morning, he never went back to his apartment, right? He drove all the way to get a cup of coffee and to go shopping.
No, so that was after that was like later on, like that was like in the afternoon. So after the murders at like 5:30, his car's seen coming back through on the WSU cameras, like going home. So he would have went home for like 3 hours, and then he would have went back over to get there around 9:12. And then he left at like around 9:32. His phone pinged in the area for like 10 minutes. And then he went back home. And that's when he took the shower and took the selfie. After he took the selfie, I think that's when he went to Kate's Cup of Joe or whatever he was seen on those cameras. And he went to Albertsons to buy the cleaning supplies. We think it's cleaning supplies. And then he turned his phone off later on that day from like 5:30, I believe, to 8:30.
What millennial?
And I think that's when he was getting rid of the murder weapon. Wait a second. Why did I see that somewhere? Let me see if I can go to on X and see what Brian Etten said today. Because I thought I saw someone say something about that. Okay, let's see what Brian Etten had to say. He always knows what's going on.
Right. The news.
He always knows what's going on. He's the one. That's how I knew there was even new. I usually look like every day to see if there's new documents, but I saw it on his Twitter actually first. I was like, oh, there are new documents. So it just says Brian Kohberger's judge ruled surviving roommate can testify about bushy eyebrows. The defense wanted it excluded. The DNA testimony and suspect car testimony will also be allowed in. And then he talks just about the Amazon. He was trying to erase his Amazon history. But I thought I saw somebody talking something else about
very suspicious
this today. Yeah, very, very, very much. Oh, yeah, very much so. Let's see what else we can find on. Usually Twitter has some stuff, or X or whatever. Yeah, just about the bushy eyebrows. And we already know that. Oh my gosh, someone shaved off his eyebrow. Look at that. He said by the time he gets to trial, his eyebrows are going to look like that.
Oh my God.
Who did that to him? This person on X. That's funny. But yeah, I was just seeing if there was anything else on there. That's funny. Wow. Okay. I thought now I can't remember what I was even looking for on there, but I thought I saw where they had talked about some stuff on X. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I was just streaming it.
Kohbergers. Restaurant. Has to be vegan.
Kohbergers.
Has to be vegan.
Target is my favorite. Ladybug said Target is her favorite. It really is. I love Target. I haven't been there though lately. I've only been there like once this week or something. I don't know. My Target has been going down. I don't know. I need to get back into that. Back into spending all that money at Target. They probably think I work there at this point. Actually, one of the ladies said that I'm one of her regulars. And I was like, oh gosh, I'm a regular here. She recognizes me. I thought it was pretty funny. I was going to see if maybe I can look up where there's like an article that goes over all of this. So it's a little easier. The judge rules on evidence. Let's see. In Brian Kohberger case. So when was the last time, what was the last thing that you remember hearing about this case? Do you remember?
Years ago. A couple
Yeah.
years ago.
I'm trying to think of all the new stuff. There's so much. They got Dylan's testimony. They got the 911 call.
I'd never heard the 911 call or anything like that.
So yeah, the 911 call was released.
The full call or just
yeah.
it?
Yeah. It was the full call. And let me see if I don't know if they'll play it all. I think they'll play it on here. They have a transcript also where Dylan wasn't sleeping that whole like when they said in the PCA Dylan woke up and then she went back to sleep and then she woke up and then all that, she was awake at 3:51, like putting pictures in her phone. So at 4:00, she didn't wake up and get out of bed. She was already awake. And so we're hearing these new things and it's like, what? I'm still rooting for her because I've been rooting for her for 2 years. I'm not going to stop, but I'm just like, dang girl, what happened? Because then she ends up texting Bethany on the first floor. So they are talking to each other while things are maybe happening or things have happened and he just left. But Bethany tells her to run downstairs. She's like, just run down here. They're both like freaking out. You can tell the text messages. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they're 20-year-old little girl.
Yeah, because Dylan's like, she's like, I think I saw someone and all black or something like that. And Bethany goes, oh, well, Xana was in all black, kind of like reassuring her. No, you didn't see anybody. That was probably Xana. And she's like, no, there was a mask. And that's when like Bethany was like, no fucking way. Or, no shit. Like, and it gets real. I mean, it does. It gets real. I could play the 911 call though. We'll play it. We haven't heard it in a while.
A woman called
came out a month
911 just before she sounded very up in her house. That's when another woman took the phone away. Take a listen.
911 location of your emergency. Something is happening. Something's happening in our house. We don't know what. What is the address of the emergency? 1122. What is the rest of the address? Oh, Kings Road. Okay. And is that a house or an apartment? It's a house. Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right? I'll talk to you guys. We live at the White, so we're next to them. I need someone to repeat the address for verification. The address, 1122 King Road. And what's the phone number that you're calling from? What's your phone number? And tell me exactly what's going on. One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night and she's not waking up. Okay. Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around. Can I just tell you what happened pretty much? What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now? I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m. Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out? Yeah, I'll come. Come on, but we gotta go check. But we have to. What's wrong? She's not waking up. Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way. Okay, thank you. What's wrong? Okay, and how old is she? She's 20. 20, you said? Yes, 20. Here's one. Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay.
That phone call happening around noon the next.
Man, you could tell they didn't know what they were, what they were seeing, what was going on. They were saying unconscious person, like she just won't wake up. And baby girl, you might be right. Like if he might have put blankets or something over them, or when they fell, maybe they pulled the blankets down. I don't know, because they don't say like there's blood everywhere, or
Right.
they don't talk about that. So that's like we're all kind of like, why didn't they? But then again, their brain might not have processed that. Like there might have been so much that their brain wasn't even going there,
Mm.
Yeah, Jet Set Jay. I think that Hunter was the only one that went in to like the actual room. I think that he went in there when he saw what he saw, and I think he probably bent down, checked for a pulse, and then was like, "Get out," because you can hear him say like, get out," or something like that
Was it the
to
male
the
voice?
girls. Yeah, so Hunter is one of it's Ethan's best friend. He's the one that went into the house and actually found him. So the girls called them that next morning and had the neighbor came over and Hunter was there, and Hunter went into the house to check on, everybody. But he got to Xana's room, and that's as far as he got. And he told everyone to run, like get out of here. I think he was protecting the girls and trying not to have them see what he saw.
Right.
Because as soon as like you could tell, like it's kind of like as soon as he sees something, he tells them to like run.
Wow.
And Pete
That
said,
was
I think in
intense.
my opinion, the door was almost closed. Yeah. Yeah. I think that all the rooms, the doors were closed. And then Murphy, of course, was locked up in the bedroom.
Mm.
Oh
Yeah,
man, that's sad.
that's a tough phone call to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And then they they came out with like the transcript of them, like what they were texting back and forth. And it was just like what I told you pretty much earlier. It was sad. I mean, it's just like, I don't even know how to explain it, but look what I just found. So we all love a little Howard Bloom, just kidding. But it says here and at the Daily Mail, and I'll just take this for what it's worth, it's the Daily Mail. But it said, but sometimes they busted out new Kohberger pictures, not Kohberger, but his family. So they do get some insider stuff. That says family insiders tell me how Idaho suspect Brian Kohberger's mother is secretly sabotaging his defense, forcing lawyers to take a wild gamble, writes Howard Bloom. Well, I just went over to Howard Bloom to see if there was any more like in the eyes of whatever, and I haven't seen any new ones, so we'll have to see what he's talking about. But it says, for 2 intense days in a Boise courtroom last week, the prosecution and defense in the forthcoming trial of Brian Kohberger, the 30-year-old graduate student accused of brutally murdering 4 University of Idaho students in an off-campus home, engaged in a combative back and forth on a multitude of crucial evidentiary issues. And while the judge has not yet issued his written opinions on many of the dozens of, now he has, hotly contested motions that were argued, I, a longtime reporter on the case, listened and reached a startling conclusion. Oh, okay, you did now didn't you? One of the defense's primary arguments against the death penalty is, I believe, a ploy. It seems to me that Mr. Kohberger's lawyers understand the evidence against their client is, despite all their protests to the contrary, convincing, even overwhelming. There is no getting around the fact that the small bit of touch DNA found on a knife sheath left on the bed of one of the murder victims is a match to the DNA found on a cheek swab of Mr. Kohberger taken in Pennsylvania jail after his arrest. And while Kohberger's defense team has indicated they will argue that a still unknown perpetrator or perpetrators were responsible for bringing the sheath already implanted with his DNA into the house, I am convinced that argument will be laughed down by a jury. It will. The state realizes this too, and so all along they've also shrewdly been laying the groundwork for an alternative, still articulated strategy. For the defense has submitted several filings supported by expert witnesses and psychiatric evidence, including neuroimaging, arguing Mr. Kohberger is autistic. Okay, well, how's his mom messing with his defense?
Who would want to plant this nobody's DNA?
Right.
He's nobody.
Exactly. Of everybody in the whole wide world, whole wide world. Right. This guy that just got to WSU, that he's this TA.
No.
Like, yeah, like that's the person I'm gonna pick. So let's see here. That, in their judgment, would constitute cruel and unusual punishment. And indeed, Idaho recently has passed a bill making a firing squads and primary method of execution for just a suspect this very case. This very case. But to date, Judge Stephen Hippler hasn't given these arguments much truck, empathetically dismissing one after another, yet the defense keeps on filing new versions of the same defeated motions. And here it is, I believe why. They are well aware that they are not going to persuade this judge in an Idaho courtroom that autism spectrum behavior requires him to take the death penalty off the table, or that a PhD candidate at a distinguished university with an 119 IQ, according to his own lawyers, that's it. I thought he would have a little bit higher. I mean, that's pretty high, but I thought it was I don't know. I thought it'd be a little higher. A professor in his master's program at DeSales University described as one of her top students in 10 years of teaching is mentally impaired. But they are carefully argued process, making it clear that their autistic client is a difficult one. They've stated I don't know how to pronounce this. Let's see. I'm going to make the computer pronounce it for me.
Recalcitrant.
Thank you. What's recalcitrant mean? You can look it up.
I have no idea. I don't know.
It's not going to tell me. What the heck? I need to know what it means now.
Someone smarter than us, please let us know.
Let us know what it means.
Hit the thumbs up while you're at it.
What's going on here with this little box now? Oh my gosh, what's going on with my computer now? There. Hello. Okay, it could stay there. You can just stay there, box. I don't know what's going on with my internet tonight. What is going on with it? Is this even real life? Like, look, it's still there. I wonder if I go to another page. Oh my gosh, it's still there. I wonder if I stop sharing that. Now it's on my face.
So recalcitrant is a person with an obstinately uncooperative attitude. Attitude. Yeah. Like a troublemaker.
Well, troublemaker. Oh, well, that's me. I don't know how to get this thing off the screen. This is so weird. It's the internet. It's just the internet tonight. I don't even know what is going on with it. Because whenever I remove it from the stage, it puts it right onto my face.
Yeah.
Do you see it, or is it just me? Is there like a little block on my face?
No.
Like covering me? No?
No.
Then it's just on my computer. Okay. It's literally like this big square. And it's covering my, I can't see my face.
Oh, I can see,
I can see my arm over here. And if it's okay for you guys, it's okay for me. I mean, it's just, I don't know what is going on with my internet tonight. We're going to have to figure that out. I hate not having good internet. And they just revamped everything. You think it'd be good, but it's not. Well, let me go back and I'll read this a little more and see what his mom was doing. It says mom was doing something. It says they've stated he's often uncooperative and refuses to provide the information they require to defend him. Ooh. I guess you can read more of it. Okay. They've stated, specifically, they claim that he refuses to help them establish a reasonable alibi for where he was at the time of the murders. In fact, they assert he doesn't even fully comprehend the gravity of the charges that have been filed.
So he doesn't understand the charges, but yet he's
But he can make
student.
He's a PhD student.
Right, PhD, right.
Doesn't know the charges against him. Doesn't understand them. Doesn't know the gravity.
Huh.
How about that? Well,
Yes.
We're going to tell you right now, it's bad. It's real bad. It's firing squad bad, I mean, if you don't hear firing squad and be like, holy shit, then, yeah, BS, you got that right. Straight to the ducking point. Yep. I'm like, yep. let's see what else this says. After complicating the factor, here is the source close to Kohberger's family tells me that Kohberger's mother, Marianne, is encouraging her son to plead not guilty in the face of mountains of evidence.
You know what? A mother's
Oh.
denial is very strong. I mean, you never want to believe that your son
Oh, heck no.
do anything like this.
Yeah, especially your only boy, you know what I mean? Like your boy, I don't know.
Your little baby. I mean, of course.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. I mean, especially being the mom.
Right.
Like, because his mom had wrote like on the internet that she felt really bad that he was like, you know, moving across country and he wouldn't have any friends out there and this and that. Like, she seems like a very sweet lady.
Right.
She actually wrote something like that was against the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
This was back when he was like young.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you know. So it says here, and so I predict it might very well happen at some point this summer when the case against Kohberger is last being fully revealed. His desperate lawyers will play their card they've kept up their sleeve. Okay, what's the card? They will appeal to the court that their uncooperative, uncompromising client is preventing them from doing what is in his best interest. His autism prohibits him from making reasonable decisions. Therefore, they will want to take the decision-making power out of his hands. How can they do that? Despite their client's protest, they will ask the court to allow a guilty plea with the hope that in return, the state will forego the death penalty and accept a life sentence. I've been saying that since day one. He's going to try that bull crap.
You're telling me that they don't.
I think he's going to try it. I think we're going to get to court. I think we're going to be like, it's going to be like either like an Aiden Fucci kind of deal where we get right to the trial date and it's the first day of trial and he pleads guilty, goes up and he's like, I plead guilty, judge, or his lawyers will try to do some backhanded, backdoor, you know, crap. But I don't think that Bill's going to go for it. I don't think no one's going to go for it. I just don't think they're going to go for that. I think they're going to keep the death penalty on the table.
I mean, once they have the digital forensic evidence that they're going to release, it's just going to show the picture that's painted already.
Yeah. It's going to show him driving right to their house, sitting there with his phone off for a little while, turning his phone back on. It's just, everything he did that night.
Yeah. I mean, social media, like if you friended the girls or whatever it may be, even if you message them, whatever it is.
It'll all come out.
It's there,
Yeah. And we'll find out. August 11th is the trial date, so we don't have too much more time.
Where are they having it?
Thank goodness. They're having it in Boise. So where they had Lori Vallow's trial and Chad Daybell's trial, they're having it in the same courthouse. But they didn't televise those. Maybe Chad's they did, but Lori's they did it. But this one's going to be televised and everything. They're going to do a live stream from the court, and I'm sure there's going to be food vendors and everything there. If I was the grub truck, I'd be driving down there.
Oh, it's going to be a live stream?
Yeah, it'll be like live or maybe not like live streamed. It might be a little like behind.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just in case something were to happen and they need to cut the feed. But it might be. I'm trying to think if Alec Murdaugh was live or not. We haven't really. I feel like we haven't watched a full case here in a while because no one's went on trial. Mm-hmm. It's been like since Alec Murdaugh almost. I think it'll be maybe live. I don't know. Oh, Lenora, this is Chosen. Lenora says, so who do we have on panel? PJs, where are you talking about? I thought you meant something else, but you mean to the trial. Yeah. Gigi says she's going. Well, if y'all are going, make sure take some videos, take some pictures for your girl, get an autograph, get JLR's autograph. He'll be there screaming at somebody when Brian goes in. Brian, you killed those 4 kids.
He's still on YouTube, JLR?
Yeah. Oh, he's doing so good. The dude is doing big things. He's like the whole news now. He will come on and he'll cover the war, and then he'll cover, people coming over, like the Mexican, like people coming over from Mexico, and like all the troubles that were, going on with that, and like whatever they're doing down there. He'll be down there at the wall, like talking to like, what are they called? Coyotes that bring people over. Like he'll be having like the craziest interviews. And then he'll do like an Idaho 4, and then he'll do like a Sebastian missing stream or something, like,
Right.
and it's like, he's really like the news. He is like Fox News. He has a girlfriend now, and they like both like to do that kind of stuff. So they're perfect.
Very
They're
nice.
perfect together. So yeah. Oh, and Ladybug, she said she's so sorry she deleted you by accident. And AZ's in the chat.
AZ, I see. AZ.
Yeah.
What's up?
JLR's trying to start his own news channel. I think he is, Wizard Walt. He'll get like over like 100,000 views. Like it's nothing. Like he got like 1 million views on his Sebastian, I think, content. I don't think it was his Sebastian content. It was something else. He does hurricanes too, PJ said. Yeah. He'll do the weather. Like he's literally like, he did the shooting in Florida. He was at the press conference for that because he lives in Florida. So that was really like, if that's kind of convenient when, JLR is better than the news baby girl said. I think the JLR's come a long way. He definitely has come a long way. He's like little boyish. Like when he like comes on his live, he'll be like, come on in, sit down. Like, I don't know. Makes people like him. He's personable, I guess. I mean, he did try to sue everybody and their brother. So
Oh boy.
try to sue like Kim Kardashian, Donald Trump. Oh man. That's funny.
Oh boy.
What was it? Where are you from, Chosen? Lenora asked where you were from.
New Jersey.
New Jersey? I didn't know that. Oh, I mean, I don't think I knew that.
I have a very
I didn't
heavy,
know that.
yeah, New Jersey accent.
Wow. Huh. I'm from Philadelphia, and I'm just like, huh. I thought I figured I would have picked up on that earlier. Then now I'm like, I'm kind of ashamed of myself that I didn't. There's another person on the platform, and people like, I don't know how they do, but they'll get our voices confused. And I'm like, I was in her chat one day. It's Granny, actually. Granny's watching, and I was in her chat, and someone was like, "Is Tanya on panel?" or something like that. She's like, "No, it's me," and I'm like, "I'm right here in the chat." Like, no, I'm like, I don't even sound like I'm from Philadelphia anymore. Sometimes, I guess it just depends. Hey Reba, I have my blanket you made me out on my couch. She made me the prettiest blanket. I have saved it until spring.
Very nice.
Like, yeah, I was like putting this away for. She made it's huge too. It's like a king size like quilt, like, or not quilt, but like Afghan kind of blanket.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to go get any blankets from Target for a while. I did like, oh, I got that one, but that was just for decoration.
Where's Nancy?
Let me think of anything else that's going on. We're just chit chatting. That's fine with me though. What were you going to say?
Where's your Nancy Grace pop up?
Oh, it's in the closet. I took her down because she was scaring the dogs.
Oh,
and now now she doesn't really scare the dogs anymore. The dog's kind of used to her. She's just a 90-pound dog back here on this chair. She's and then the other one's passed out on the floor. Oh, thanks, Reba. That's so sweet.
Hi, Reba.
She says she found me a pillow. I love pillows. I love blankets. I'm anything that's soft. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. We just redid the studio too recently. Did you just redo your studio? It looks nice.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I'm talking about your background.
Oh, this is a virtual background. Yeah.
I know.
No, I'm not that rich. I wish I had a little grand piano and
I would be like, can you go play the grand piano?
No.
You're like, yeah, hold on one second. I don't think so, Willows. Let me see if I could pull up the text of those ones. There's like this like black box on my screen. I don't know what is going on with this little thing, but It can just stay there. It's really weird. Let me see if I can pull them up. Here we go. I can probably see if the text, well, I thought they were here. I was trying to see if the text were here, but I don't see them. I have them somewhere. That's only one of them.
I feel like I haven't been on YouTube for a long time. I think the last time I was watching like that submersible explosion.
Yeah, that thing's, I don't even go in the ocean anymore because that crap.
Isn't that crazy?
I can't even I mean, I was all into that when it was going on like that, the ocean and the sea and everything, just water in general, like it terrifies me now
Very
because of
scary
that.
to go all the way down there. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you would not catch me doing that. And the sad thing is, like the boy, the son of the dad, he didn't really want to go.
Mm,
And I guess he went because like it was like supposed to be like a father-son trip. It was for like Father's Day or something.
yeah.
And so that's why the son went, but he really didn't even want to go. He had like no interest in going. And I'm like, that's sad. Like, you know, like, but he went. I mean, you know, just, it's sad. It really is.
Years ago. That was
Yeah. How long ago was that? 2 years now?
either 1 or 2 years. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time. But that was what, like May or June 2023, I would say.
AZ was on that panel when we were talking about that submersible thing on another channel.
Was it over on Brian's?
Yeah.
Did he cover it? I didn't know if he did or not. I covered it too. I remember we had a lot of people in chat because it was just like a lot of people were interested in it.
Yeah.
Like I think the first live, it was kind of slow, and then by like the second one, it was like people were in here like, what the heck? Because I didn't know what like imploding really meant. Like
Right.
I should have known, but my brain wasn't comprehending it. And I watched like a tanker truck. They showed it like implode, like one of those like those like gas trucks or whatever they're like the big semis that have like, you know, the gas on them. And it showed one of those, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's what happened. And I was like, no way. You just hear me on the live freaking out. Like, I'm like, no way, guys, that's not what happened. And everyone in the chat was like, no, that's what happened. And I'm like, I'll never get into the ocean again. So then I was even saying last night on the live where they show how the depth, like how deep the ocean is. Like they'll put like buildings in there upside down. They'll be like, you know, this is how deep.
Yep.
That makes me sick to my stomach. It gives me the willies, like watching it. But I won't like stop watching it. I'll still watch it.
I mean, I wonder what's like beyond the Mariana Trench because no one has ever.
No one knows.
So no one knows. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like they put cameras down there, but not all the way. I don't think it's went all the way down.
No.
And so like they think whatever can survive without daylight and sunlight. I don't want to see that stuff. Those creatures look scary AF. Like some of them little, no, I don't even want to swim in the ocean now.
Yeah.
I used to love the ocean. I'm like, I might get into my ankles.
It's crazy how we all want to explore space, but we don't even know what our oceans have.
Exactly. What is it, like 70%? We don't know, like 70% of our oceans are.
Something
like, that's
crazy.
Like, can you guys imagine that? Whoa, did you see the guy that got ate by the humpback whale and spit back out?
What?
You didn't see that guy?
No.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can show this on YouTube, but yeah, he's cruising in like the New York harbor. That's what it looks like, but it can't be. It has to be like, he has to be out there in the ocean, right? I mean, but it doesn't look like it. And this was probably like a month or so ago, 2 months ago. And this whale just takes him. And then a couple seconds later, spits him back out. And I'm like, can you imagine going into a whale's mouth? Like the thoughts that would be going through your mind. I'm done. I'm done. And then you're back out and you're in the world.
No.
You're like reborn.
Oh.
But I would be afraid it would come back and get me again.
Yeah, that's
Like that would be another terror, like
Finding
getting like
Nemo type of stuff. Like, oh my
yeah.
God. No, thank you.
Yeah, guy on a kayak got swallowed. Yeah, Ashley. Isn't that crazy though? Like, I'm cool with that. I would never want to be swallowed by a whale.
Just even think about being in the ocean and looking down, how dark it is. You don't know what's beneath you.
You don't, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm good on being on land. And I always wondered why Vincent ever liked the ocean. Like because we would go like to California and I'm like, let's go to the ocean. And he's like, okay, and I'm like, oh, you probably just like the ocean because you're always there. And he's like, no, just don't really like it,
No.
I'm like, I understand now.
No, I Vincent, yeah, I mean, I totally
I'm
get
cool.
it. Yeah.
Cool on land. What was it, AZ? Did you swim with the sharks or something? I just saw lady asked if they were in cages.
Yeah, AZ did some type of diving, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow. I see. I remember the guy that they did the snorkeling, the husband and wife. It was their honeymoon, and the husband ended up taking the oxygen tank from the wife and like killing her. And there was another couple down there, and they just happened to snap an underwater picture, and you see her body like laying on the bottom of the floor. It happened like I don't know how long ago it's been. So I think about all kinds of stuff about the ocean.
Oh my God.
And I just rather stay on land. You ain't getting me down there, Vincent. Plus, I think if I went snorkeling, I would be one of those people I'd get too scared and I would like freak out, and then I would start grabbing stuff, and that wouldn't be good either. Like I don't have the calmness to be going underwater, swimming with the sharks. I don't need to swim with sharks.
I mean, if I'm doing any deep diving, I'm not doing it without being with James Cameron, because this guy does everything top notch. 100%.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he found it. Wasn't he part of the crew that found the Titanic or something?
Yeah.
Or one of the boats, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think he went down to like one of the deepest depths in the ocean.
Yeah, he did. I think he made it. Yeah, that's what it was. I think that I heard that. I think that he was trying to help them with their the submersible at one point or something. And he was like telling them like that it was like unsafe and everything. I mean, if your controller looks like Xbox controller right there, I'm not getting in it with you. Imagine getting in a car. Would you get in a car with somebody with an Xbox controller? Probably not. So why would you get into the ocean and go all the way down to the Titanic wreckage where you're not even going to be able to get out and like get something from it? Like, you know what I mean? Like a little keepsake. You're just sitting there floating around for a minute and then going back up.
I mean, I get it. It's an experience.
Can't you get that with like a VR headset?
It's a once in a lifetime type of thing, but
yeah.
At the end of the day, like if it implodes, you don't even know what happens. And then yeah, you're gone before you even know what's going on. Unfortunately,
yeah. So I mean, I guess if it's a way to go, I mean, we all got to go somehow. I guess that's probably
talking like milliseconds. You have
and
no clue.
they were like right there, so I hope they at least got to see the wreckage. Like they were like right there at it. Like I hope they like got to look out their little window, and they had like the one window for all of them. But I hope that they all got a chance to like just see it before anything happened, because man, that's a terrible way to go out.
It's crazy.
The submersible, man, we haven't had any submersibles imploding since then. Everyone's decided to not get into them, I guess. Oh, I didn't mean to. I keep blocking my face with this little box. I keep looking at it. It's something that like I accidentally put it on my like screen.
Oh,
it just like got stuck. Yeah, it's just like this box of like above or like in front of my face.
Oh,
it's getting to me. Oh, good night, SSD. Have a good night. He went in the Alvin submersible. Yeah, oh my gosh, it was I wouldn't have got in that. What else? It was like 5 people could fit in it. And where do you go to the bathroom? Where was that? What goes on there? Because I know as soon as we hit that water, I'd have to pee. I would be that person, be like, oh, we gotta wait. But I think it was only supposed to be like a certain amount. It wasn't that long. The hours that they were going to be down there and back up. What was it, like 5 hours or something altogether? It was like not very long. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know the exact time.
Yeah, like they weren't supposed to be like, and then that's why like they only had like 2 days worth of oxygen or something like that. I remember when like we were counting down, like, and
Yeah.
then it was like time, and it was just like, it was just sad.
Mm.
Hey, Lord Mama. Whose comments aren't coming up?
AZ was a commercial diver.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, then you know your stuff. You know your stuff then. I am, of course, not a commercial diver. I just get in a swimming pool and that's it. And sometimes the ducks will get in. We have ducks here. So they'll get in, like one year, one just jumped in with me. I was like, okay, swimming with the duck. Just me and the duck at the pool. Which I don't mind.
I live so close to the beach. I don't remember the last time I even went, to be honest with you.
I want to go to the Jersey Shore. I want to bring Vincent there. I want to show him that green water,
Yeah, the green water. Exactly.
It's like we really get in that. I mean, if I can get in the Jersey Shore, I can get in anywhere then, But we used to go there every year back to home to Philadelphia when I was a kid, and my parents would go take us to the Jersey Shore. That was like the biggest thing for us to do because that's what my parents did as teenagers and growing up.
No, it's
That
nice
was the thing to do.
Walk the boardwalk and
Mhm.
the ocean there.
Yeah. When Sandy happened, my mom was like devastated.
Mm-hmm.
Like that I had never seen that woman so devastated about losing like something that, that we didn't go, we weren't there every year, you know what I mean? Like anymore. But she grew up there. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was sad. But I think I'm going to jump off of here. Thank you for coming up and hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
You're
for
welcome up anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm going to go up here and get a little bit of sleep tonight. I woke up so early this morning. I had a doctor's appointment. It was terrible. I was like, why am I up this early? But thank you, and I will see you next time.
Take care, everyone.
I don't know why this little box is in front of my face, but it is. Yeah. You want me to remove you, or are you
No, I'm
good?
good. I'm good. I'm good. Have a good night, Tanya. Thanks.
Have a good night. Bye. I have like this little box in front of my face, and it's like getting on my nerves. Like I was trying to talk to Chosen, and I'm like looking into this box. I'm gonna take a picture of it. Why didn't I do that? Vincent said internet was working for me. Let me show you what I've been looking at for like the last hour, so you guys understand. Because I'm like, felt like I couldn't have a conversation very well because I was looking at this box. I'm gonna show it to you guys. I just took a picture of it. This is what I've been looking at. Okay. Why did it go up there? Why did it go up there? Okay. So you'll see the box. Let me pull it up. And this is what's in front of my face, and I don't know why. Did you see it? I'm like, dang it. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why there's a box there, but my computer's just been, my internet has been really bad. Vincent said the internet's working fine for him, but it was not working fine for me. But we're going to do it again. We're going to put it back on the internet. I was glitching and everything earlier. See it? Okay, it should be fixed because I put it back on the yeah, I put it on my internet and it glitches, and then I go on my my hotspot and I'm fine. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, I left. Land is for babies, Tanya. That's true. You like to surf. You like to surf. And sorry if I didn't say hi to you guys tonight. It's because I was on the other screen reading, and I'm not good at looking at chat when I'm reading. I know. With all one of those, like, did I have a Nancy face? Thanks for coming up, Chosen. It was nice talking to you. It's been a while. Me and Chosen used to talk all the time. It seemed like not like all the time, but it seemed like we talked for a while. Yeah, it's something with they say that it's like fiber optics, or what's that it's called? Fiber. They say it's supposed to be better internet. I don't like this. We ain't doing this again. Tomorrow is Saturday, so tomorrow Vincent will be working on this and figuring out why it's not why it's doing this. And if I can, I'll get him if he can. I don't know if he can now though, because we don't have a box. I don't know if he can hardwire my computer anymore. But whatever it is, we'll figure it out because we need to be able to play our videos and do our thing, you know? And tomorrow, don't forget, tomorrow night's live is going to be a really good one. We're going to go over Ethan Chapin's, the rest of his parents' interviews. I have some really good interviews up. I believe 2. One of them is an hour and 17 minutes, though. It's his mom. She did an interview with the podcast called The Squeeze, and they did a really good interview. And they talk about the case, if she's going to go into trial and all that stuff. And she does change her mind about going on trial. And then we do have another little video of hers that's like 9 minutes long. So we'll go over all that tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great evening. And I will see you all tomorrow. And I still can't get over this box. It's covering my face now. So I'm going to jump off of here, but I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.
Just like a spark.